Hey Brenda, Dennis Feidner, CFO on the go. Good morning. Hey, so I got your list of questions here. I'm just kind of going to rattle right through them here, but I figured since you guys are so busy, I'm just going to do a video. You guys can watch whenever you want. You can share it with whoever you want. So definitely what Sage 100 will work for you. I've got subcontractors that have, a couple that have 300, 350 employees that use Sage 100. I've got a couple of subcontractors back in the heyday when production homes were going. They were doing 10,000 to 12,000 jobs a year using it. So definitely, you're not going to outgrow it. It'll work for you. And I'm just going to dive into the questions. So I will send you the sheet on the server requirements. They're pretty basic, but I will send them to you. The other thing is job costing is important, and job costing is literally, and I know this sounds like a salesman speaking, but I'm a former CFO, former controller. Job cost is what this program is really built for. It does the accounting just like anybody else's will, but I think our job cost is probably superior to a lot of the other products out there. So as an example, this is my project screen that you're looking at right now. I've got a couple of reports here that should make sense to you. One is hours to complete. Standard report, there's 139 of them in here. Let me just pull a job up real quick. These are similar items. These are heavy eye, but this is a little concrete job. So these are the cost codes that I have. This is the hours that I budgeted, and these are the hours that have been processed or entered into payroll, okay? Next column is simple math. I've just used that percentage of the hours. In here, either monthly or weekly, you'll update these percentages. I'm just going to make this one 60% complete, this 30% complete, and we'll make this item down here a bad item. It's only 25% complete. Once I do that, you now can see how many hours it's going to take to complete that task and if you're going to be over or under budget. Okay. Great tool to share with estimators after the job is done. Great tool to share with superintendents, project managers that are managing this job on a daily basis. And so that's one standard report. I'm not going to save that. And the other one, and my background's heavy highway, 30-odd years as CFO controller in the heavy highway industry. And so let me go find my job real quick here. Again, same information, just looked at a little differently. So again, cost code. Budgeted cost, how many units have I completed? So I don't know if you measure it by pounds, linear feet, what have you, square feet, but I would have quantities in here because I estimated quantities when I bid the job. This is the cost to date. That's payroll plus all of associated burden, all of your material cost, equipment cost if you charge your equipment to the job, and subcontract cost if you ever have any. These are the units that are completed. This is my budgeted cost, and this is my actual cost. So look at the top line real quick. I had 24 units. I've completed 23. I budgeted $86 a unit. I have now spent almost $138 a unit, so I'm over by $51, $52. I got one left. I think it's going to cost me that to finish it, so I'm $1,200 over budget. Again, information that can be shared with the field. They can't change any of this. The only column that's open for changing is the units complete. Everything else is just going to calculate for them. And then they can actually put notes in here as to maybe the reason that those are going over or under. So those are two just standard cost reports. A lot of others, a committed cost report. You mentioned over and under being important for you. We have two different forms of the over and under. I'm going to show you this one here on the screen. Pop up. So there's our over and under by job. By the way, same formula that I used in 1979. It hasn't changed very much. But so that's the standard over and under in billing. I also have this one, which is what we call our extended one. And to save time, I've already exported it to Excel. I'll show you how I did that in a second. So again, I'm going to leave this up here for a second so you can look at it. I can get to the top so you can see the column headings. So there's your column headings. The shaded areas are actually the formula. So when I exported it to Excel, it actually brought over the formula in any of these shaded columns. So those formulas are already in there. You'll see the formulas for the subtotals and totals are at the bottom. And so it's bringing those formulas over. It's just not doing a data dump. It's actually bringing over the report in an Excel format. So easily done. Almost every report in here can be exported to Excel. And all it is pushing this one little button. It says send report to Excel. That's all I did before, and it sent it out there. And then the nice thing here too is you can sort this one by project manager. So if you wanted to just do a whip for a specific project manager, you can do that. If you only want to do jobs that are open and you want to skip all of the 0 jobs, we can do that too. So a lot of little criteria here to help you along the way. So a couple other things in the job costing area I'm going to show you that I think are important. One is we have what we call an alerts manager. This has been added for about maybe 3 years. It may be a little longer than that, but I think it's at least 3 years. So this button right here, it says a little checkbox, and it says job cost exceed a budget for a cost code. So let's just say you had a cost code for layout, and the layout budget was $10,000. The day that that item has charged, it's $1 over $10,000. So when that item hits $10,001, it's going to send an email out telling whoever it is, either you, the owner, project manager, you determine, or multiple people, that on this job, on this item, it's now over budget. And what we do is we run those alerts every night. I think ours go off at like 1:30 in the morning or something like that, but they run at night when nobody's using the system, and then it sends out all the emails to the appropriate people. So that is just a standard one that everybody uses. You have the ability to write others, and so if you track your bids in here, which a lot of our clients do, all the bid openings next week, it'll show you the status if they're completed or not. If you have change orders, and I use 30 days, you can make that 7. We don't care. But any change order that was issued 30 days ago that has not been approved and has not been voided will show up in an email to whoever is responsible. A list of employees hired this month, RFIs that were requested but have not been returned yet. Let's see what else I have that would, POs over the limit. So let's say the owner says, hey, anybody can write a PO for $10,000. If it's over $10,000, I want to know about it. We actually will print out every PO that was over $10,000 so that shows up as an email, and we just know that it was done or not. We have a punch list in here of items that have to be completed. We can actually send emails when those punch list items were scheduled but not completed on time. And anyway, your imagination only limits what's in here. You can kind of write just about any kind of alert you want, and we teach you how to do that. So I think that's important because I don't have to wait for a report to come out at the end of the month or the end of the week. If it went over budget yesterday, I'm going to know today, and I can make that phone call to the field to find out what's going on. The other thing that our clients like, and by the way, I probably have mentioned this, but I'll mention it again. We work with about 1,500 Sage 100 clients across the U.S., most of them in California, because that's where we are. We're in Temecula. But we have clients in 42 different states. So this is just our job setup screen, but it's a little different than a lot of other people's. It does more than just set up what I call generic information about the job, which this first screen really is. Then we can track all of our contacts and personnel down here with email addresses, cell phone numbers. I can identify who the estimator was on this job, who the project manager is on this job, and the architect's not going to be a big deal for you, but you could do that. Then there's 18 fields back here that you can track dates in, and you can use these for a lot of different things. But they're all date sensitive, and some of them are a little number sensitive, what have you. So there's that. The part that our clients like, and seriously, is this. For this job, while I'm on this job, I can look at the budget for this job. I can look at the purchase orders, every subcontract, every change order, every invoice, and every payment. So I'm not going in and out of menus. So if I want to look at purchase orders, there's every purchase order written for this job. If I'm the owner or project manager and I don't remember what this one is, I just double click that and it will go and open up that actual purchase order. So there's a purchase order that was written and all of the items that were ordered on that purchase order. And so, and the ability to go back in here and look at change orders. You know, here I want to look at payments. Here's everything that's been paid on this job. Here's everything that's been invoiced on this job. So everything is on one screen and accessible pretty quickly for you. And so there's that. There's a button up here, and again, I'm going kind of quickly here because I know you guys are short on time, but here's the binoculars. I can write my own query. I don't necessarily have to write a report, which is sometimes difficult sometimes to get a report. If I just want to look at, I think I have one, hang on a second. You know, a job list by supervisor, right? Very simple thing. If I just go run this, I can just say, hey, I only want to look at, I won't put the name in here because I'm not sure how many there are. If we're only looking for one project manager, so I can give him his list, I can do that. I just run this real quick. And there are all the jobs that Carlos is on. This is all the jobs that Lorena's on. Here's all the jobs that Lee's has. It tells me, what the job is, who the architect is, who the estimator is, and what kind of job it is. And so I can add more to that, phone numbers, addresses, you tell me, but it's very simple to do those queries. And so a lot of information in here. I'm going to show one more thing, and then I'm going to answer the rest of your questions. So if I go in here to reports, there's a little button that says search reports, and I'm just going to do that. I know the answer, but I'm going to do this anyway. So I just type in job cost, because I only want to look at reports that have anything to do with job cost. Hang on. These are all anything that has to do with job cost. And there's 139 standard. I have some customs in here, but there's 139 standard. Bonding report standard, over and under billing standard. Everything in here is standard. I'll show you two that our clients really like. It's this one here. Job income statement, very similar to what QuickBooks does, just what's billed, cost of date, profit, and gross profit margin. The other one that they like is this one here. It shows by cost code, by division, my budget plus change orders, cost of date, and then the balance remaining. And remember that I can double click these numbers anytime to see the detail behind that. And then if you just go up here, since you're sub, these are all going to, one of these is the one you're going to want. Labor hours, actual versus budget, job labor totals, a lot of different job labor reports in here. So there's that. And the other thing that I've almost forgot, and so let me just go to a change order here. So hang on one second. Give me 1 second. I'll get one that's already filled out. So anywhere in the system, I just do it on change order because I have some documents attached here. There's a paper clip up in the top right-hand corner. And so anything that I want to attach here, I can attach here. And so I just happen to put a copy of the plans in there. It was a document. It could be an email I dragged in here. It could be an Excel spreadsheet. It could be a Word document, JPEG. We don't care. There's no file format you can't put in here. And the nice part is, let me just close this real quick. And you got to minimize a few things here. So if I have this open and I want to grab this PDF right here, I literally just take that and just drop it right in there. So now if I open this up, there it is right there. And that's cash flow by job, which by the way is a really, actually very cool report that I almost forgot about. So it basically just looks at by project, invoiced, backs out AR, cash collected, job cost of date, less the AP, cash paid out. So there's my net cash flow by project. I should put that on my desktop. Anyway, so that's it. That's how simple it is to drag. So this paper clip is available on just about every screen. So scanning in time cards, scanning in a lot of information can be done. So let me go back into Sage 100 real quick here. Hang on. Last thing I'll address is lots of help screens. Every screen has a help screen. It's actually the manual that's online so that you can access it at any time. So I think that's all your questions on software. So I am going to prepare a proposal for you. I will address setup and my data migration, but I'll do that real quick here. So I'll start with the answer first. So I'll send you this spreadsheet. This is our pricing for importing things. Sometimes you can import them. Sometimes it's just easier to type them in. So we'll address that when we sit down with you guys or talk to you a little bit more. But we just kind of have a pricing sheet. It's not very expensive to do some of these things. Sometimes it's just easier to key in things. That's what we found. But the way that works is we have this big spreadsheet, and there's just lots of tabs across the bottom. But here's client information. It's just Excel. You populate this. We take that and we bring that in. And in this case, this is $100. Whatever number of clients and as much information as you want to fill out on this thing, and it goes on for column after column of information. You populate it, we bring it in for you. And so, like I said, bringing in your clients, $100. Bringing in employees, $100. Not very expensive. Typically, master files are going to run you like $600 to $700. Training comes in 3 formats. One is we have online training classes that we'll have on the proposal. They're available 24/7. They're pre-recorded. Basics like how to set up an employee, how to set up his payroll calculations, how to enter his time, and how to run payroll. Same thing for vendors. So basic daily routine jobs are covered within the videos. We also have a set of workbooks that we have. They're kind of proprietary. They're a couple hundred pages. They're exercise books that are done on your time, your schedule. Using sample data, you learn how to do all of the tasks that you need to do. And then we have consultants. And I'm looking, I think you're down in, I can't remember exactly where you are, but we have a consultant in Escondido. 15 years of experience with the product. So we have somebody really close for you. And then support is offered by Sage. It's offered 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 days a week. After hours, if you need it, it can be scheduled. Typically, you don't need that. It's 5 days a week. And it's offered via 800 phone number, chat, or email. Most people either do the phone or chat. We use chat ourselves. It seems like it's just easier for us to do that because we kind of multitask while we're doing other things. Trying to look at a couple of things. Oh, you did. I'm sorry. One more thing. You saw lien releases? Absolutely. So if I go to pay vendors right here, I say pay vendors. There's a little button right here that says print lien waivers. So I just print the lien waivers. It's going to ask me which one I want to do. I'll just bring up a sample real quick here. Hang on a second. And it's going to fill out all the lien waivers for the checks that were written that day. And I don't know if it's going to print because I didn't pick a vendor. So hang on a second. There you go. It's just going to be the last one I did. So here's lien waivers, your information at the top. Everything else is filled out down below. So, and all 4 formats are available as well. So I think that's all your questions. I think we have what you're looking for. I'm going to send you a proposal. I just don't know how soon you're going to make a decision, so let me know that, and then I can get you the correct price. And we do have some promotions. It just depends on how quickly you want to close, and we'll get you the best deal we can. A little bit longer than I expected, but hopefully that answers all the questions you have. I will send you the hardware requirements along with the proposal. It's probably like page 6 or 7 of the proposal will be the hardware. All those classes that I talked about are listed in there. Just about everything you need will be in that proposal. So thank you. I'll get that off to you first thing this morning. Thanks.